Disclaimer. These videos show some tips to help you on a thru-hike of the AT. The ideas presented are not the only way, merely one hiker's experience. Remember, hike your own hike.
Oh, well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first ever
Tips the Trail.
And these videos are going to be very similar to my tips from the trail, but they'll be filmed off of the trail, so they're basically the same thing. Today, what I want to talk about is this guy right here. You've seen it in some of my videos. I've got a lot of comments and requests about this. It is our little cooking pouch that we used to rehydrate and keep our food warm on the trail. And we've talked about the system and stuff like that. I'm going to go over how you make one of these, do a little DIY, and then after I've made them up, as you can see, I already have my own. I'm going to take the ones that I make today, and they are for you guys. If you're interested in having one, tell me in the comments below. Say, I want one of these in the comments, and you'll be entered in a drawing where I'll be giving away the ones that I make today to the viewers. We'll be doing the drawing in our next live Q&A, which will be coming up this weekend. It'll be Sunday. I'll put like the date and stuff up over here. So the next live Q&A, we'll go through, we'll do a drawing, and we'll be sending out, I think I'm gonna make like 6 of these to 6 lucky viewers that are interested in having one of the ones that I make today. But let's get right into it. All right, to make one of these pouches is super easy. It's just a reflector for like the windshield of your vehicle wrapped in duct tape. This one's a little fancy. It's got some Velcro to keep it closed, but that is it. Reflector duct tape. Like I said, you really don't even need this. You could just have it, open at the top and you squeezed it and it opened up. I mean, that is all you got to do. I'm going to go over it. This is the one that we had. We actually had that given to us from the Franklins on the trail. If you watch the Two Katahdin series, you've probably seen Eddie, or we did a live Q&A with Eddie, so that's where we got that from. First off, you will need a window reflector for your car. I got this one from Amazon for, honey, $11.80, something like that. $10 or so. You could probably find them cheaper. You may be able to find one at your local auto parts store or something like that. It's a reflector, and it's kind of bubble wrap as well. That bubble wrap adds for the insulation, and from what I understand, the reflector reflects the heat back. So, reflector, step 1. Step 2, duct tape. Exactly what you think. It's duct tape. You can buy all sorts of different kinds of duct tape with different patterns and such. The one we got had penguins on it, but for these ones I'm using just the standard gray duct tape. All right, we got a ruler and a marker. That way we can mark out the reflector and cut our pieces out. To cut the pieces out, a pair of scissors. And then lastly, we are going to throw the little Velcro closure on the top of it. So again, from Amazon, I got Velcro brand Velcro strips. They're sticky back strips. I hope that they work well. I mean, the ones that's on ours worked really well. I'm not sure exactly what they used. So hopefully these work well in making the closures. And again, these were, this is actually a kind of a long roll. It's like 15 feet of it, because I figured I was making quite a few of them, and then it would be handy in the future. It's a little cheaper to buy in more of a bulk, but I think this was like $15 or something. If you were just to make a couple of them, you could get a smaller package of this that would only be $5 or $10. So Velcro strips. And for ours, we're gonna do something a little special. We're gonna put some pictures on them from our AT hike, Between the Blazes and such. So I've got those pictures, and instead of laminating them to put them on there, I've got some packing tape. So you'll see that as I make them. But that is all of what I need thrown on the floor. I'm gonna jump down here and show you how I made them. First up, you need to measure out your reflector and get an idea of how many we can make out of this. You want to, optimize your waste so that you're making as many as you can out of the one piece that you have. All right, I've marked out how long that I want them. So I can go ahead and cut that out. Okay. I'm thinking that I'm going to use some of these in making like very small miniature pouches. I think that I can make some small ones for like single camping, or maybe using them for warmers for something else. You know, I'm not going to throw away this extra. This reflective material is kind of a pain to work with the light shining directly on top of it. Now, when cutting these out, you have the option of whatever shape you want. You know, depending on the size of the freezer bag that you're going to use. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out so I have less material to work with. You know, you can really use whatever or make it whatever shape you want. There you have it. There is the cutouts for the pouches. Now I went with 8 inches wide by a total of 18 inches long, which allows me to have an 8x8 pouch. I'll mark it out for you. Right around there. Allows me to have an 8x8 pouch using the fold of the material as the bottom of the pouch, so that I have one less seam that I don't have to tape. And then you'll have about 2 inches at the top that'll fold over and make the enclosure. And this here is what we'll have for our cooking pouches. Now this is wide enough to fit your quart size. Am I right with quart size? Freezer bags. You know, this is wide enough to fit your quart size bags, and then have one really full or two, depending. We normally had 2 different sides. This should be big enough to fit that. I've made it just a smidgen wider than the one that we have, because when you open this pouch, it tends to get more narrow and allow for things not to fit so well. So when thinking about what size I was going to make these, I went with a little bit wider so that when it opens, you can still easily fit the freezer bags in. But right now we are ready to tape it up. All right. I'm going to start by taping the end flap part of it closed. That'll close off the flap, and I was able to take advantage of part of the material that actually came with the reflector to kind of keep this end closed. I figured that's an end that's going to be flapping a lot, so we'll be able to keep that closed. But I'm going to close this end off first, and then I'm going to start to tape the sides. All right, this really finishes our pouch. At this point, this is all you need to do. You could, folding this over, you create the pouch, everything is sealed up. This is as far as you need to go in finishing off your cooking pouch. From here on out, everything I'm gonna do is just kind of cosmetic and to make it kind of look neat. So, and the Velcro and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go over all of that stuff, and we will be right back. When sticking the Velcro down, if you attach the Velcro to itself, it'll ensure that when you close the lid, the Velcro is going to be in the correct position. Okay, let that stick a little bit. And we're done. That's it, guys. That is the pouch. See if this is stuck yet. There it is. We've got our pouch ready to warm up our dinner. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's our cooking pouches. Pretty simple. I think it only took me a half hour to finish one, and now I'm going to slave away at the rest of them to get them made for you guys. There's 6 in total. If you'd like one of these cooking pouches, leave a comment below that says, I want one, and we will put your name in a drawing. We're going to draw this coming, you say it's the 6th, honey?
Saturday the 6th.
No, Sunday.
Sunday the 6th.
Yeah, Sunday the 6th of March will be the next questions and answers live Q&A, and we're going to do the drawing live on that show, and 6 lucky people will be having one of these shipped to them, and they can use them in their next camping adventure. You do not have to be present in the live Q&A to win. If we draw your name, we'll make sure that we get this to you. Now, if you have any other questions about how I made this, if you didn't get what you wanted out of the video, let me know. I can explain it more. They're easy to make, inexpensive. I think I've got about a half hour into making this one. And they're a lot of fun, especially if you have kids and stuff, they'll enjoy making them. You can do whatever kind of designs that you want. So thank you so very much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful, and stay tuned for more tips for the trail, because if they work for me, they might work for you. And remember, keep it between the blazes. Bye-bye.
Happy trails
to you until we meet.
Oh, he was gonna pull away though.
Happy trails to you. Smiling until then.
Here, we can walk
I am
around.
happy trails.